But where is that Manthara today? And where is that Kaikai? That Indians do not take their names. They spit if anybody takes that name. To the dogs they have got. They thought that time they have achieved a lot. This is what I have to tell you. If you want to go like that down in the history, because this is a very precarious time we are facing. We have to be very, very careful about ourselves. What are we up to? What are we doing? I deal with the present moment and the present times. And I don't want to say what will happen to you in future. If you have to go to hell, you can go. I'm not going to say who is going to go to hell and who is going to go to heavens. But it is for you to decide through your introspection to understand what's going to happen. And I have to specially make a very important request to the women that in these modern times, they are the ones who are going to save the world, not the men. They have done their job before. Now it is for you to save, with your understanding, with your compassion, with your sacrifices, with your wisdom. And the innate love, not only your children, your husband, your family, but the whole world. It's a very good opportunity for all of you to do your bit. This has been a tremendous experience with some of the very great Sahajoginis we have. Some of them have achieved really, as you can say, the constant state of bliss. Really, some of them have. In the constant state of bliss. Even if they are coming, immediately I can feel they are coming. The whole atmosphere waits for them. The whole cosmos, just in complete respectful attendance, is waiting for their arrival. There are women of that quality. And we have to take them as ideals and not the stupid, useless, vain women. We have to take them as something great. This is what I have to tell you, that the potential within you is very great. Sahaja Yoga should not be limited to you or to your children. Hello, Anne, will you please now behave or you'll have to go back? So the depth that you have, you touch. The problem of today that the women have lost their values, they have lost their depth. This is the basic problem of today. They have become competitive, money-oriented, success-oriented, all nonsensical things. They are not ascend-oriented. So you have to be very, very careful. Basically, this is the problem you should see, and I would request all the Sahaja Yogis to be on the watch. The same woman today can be ladder to the heaven or could be a slide down. Somehow they have achieved that kind of a position now that they can dictate. Just like Hitler took only 11 years, I think these women have taken I don't know how many years, but now I see them on the scene. A woman without righteousness, a woman without chastity, a woman without humility is not a woman. Compassion is her decoration. I wish I could write like William Blake. I wish he had written about the women of the West and the beauty that they were. And that they have to achieve. Once the women really know their strength, They will make this world a beautiful one, I know that. But not their weaknesses where they fall at the pattern of men. That's their weakness. So, in this program, we have been able to achieve two things. Yesterday I told you about introspection, and today I have told you where is the problem. Even if you make a big boat, the biggest boat, which is seaworthy, and make a big hole in it, that boat will be sunk. Even if you have the brightest eyes, but a little mole goes into your eyes, you can't see the skies. And in their subtle method, these women have the knack to put that in your eyes. And they have also the knack to open the complete vision of beauty. I am so very happy in India for one reason. Most of the men come and tell me, it's my wife. He brought me to Sahaja Yoga. It is she who exposed me to Sahaja Yoga. It is she who's done so much for me for such. And such tremendous respect for the women. Even those who have come here, I have seen some of them, have slowly and steadily brought their husbands to Sahaja Yoga. Of course, Indians also have some horrid women. And when they come abroad, if they are westernized and are exposed to Western life, also they can be very horrid too. But innately, a woman's attitude in India is different, that she has to establish the dharma in her family. She has to establish the beauty of God in her family. She has to give all that is good to her children, all righteousness. She has to be humble. She has not to raise her voice. If she raises her voice, then she spoils her children. She teaches them how to raise the voice. She has to, in a way, obey her husband because children should obey her. But it works. The society is much better there than it is here. So this new also movement of women's lib and all that is a sign of that secret work that is going on. Because women are left-sided, they are sly, they work it out very cleverly and cunningly. But you all could be like me. You all could achieve all my powers much more than men can achieve if you want to. But you have to get out of your small visions and small ideas. I'm sure it will work out if you take it upon yourself that we all could do what Mother is doing today. First thing, you must learn how to cook well. Don't allow men to do any work in the household. Never. Never allow your husband to do any work in the household. They will just entirely depend on you. Make the best food. Be an expert cook. The husband will be back home. I'm giving you the tricks of the trade. Try to understand your husband like a witness. Sometimes he gets angry for nothing at all and all that. Be a witness to that. He is another child you have. It's a grown-up child, and you have to look after a grown-up child. Be kind and attentive. It is very surprising that you all have not yet learnt those tricks. Perhaps your mothers never told you. I think better send in my way. Akshay, Just take Akshay out. It's very... these two children are very funny. What's the matter with this one? Also take them away. We are going to be a very ideal race, an ideal family, an ideal everything, no doubt. We are going to show to the world whatever people may try tricks on us. We are not bothered. We have to go further and further. Like Ganesha, we can say a huge big elephant tied with all kinds of ropes and all kinds of chains can go and push forward. In this manner, we all Sahaja Yogis are going to work it out. But the ladies of Sahaja Yoga have to work it out. They have to see that they give that power to their men. If I find any husband weak, I know it's the wife who is a nagger or who is a dominating person, or who thinks no end of herself. And if I see the man so powerful, I know there's a woman behind him. It's just like electricity and a light and a lamp. If the electricity is flowing all right, the lamp is burning. Absolutely that. But if you are identified with the stupid vain women, then you are lost. You'll be finished. If you know what I am, if you know what I am saying, and if you try to follow what you have to do, then you will immediately see that Mother is trying to strengthen our roots. Because you are the roots of the trees. You have to give all the nourishment. You have to be motherly, sisterly towards all the other Sahajogis. Not to quarrel, to fight, to say hard things. That's not the job of a woman. Not to argue. But be quiet and watch out. Even if they are catching on certain chakras, you can cleanse them very well as wives. You can work it out secretly. You can do it. Because the problem, though it looks so dangerous and so destructive and shocking, the keys are in the hands of the women of today. They can just solve the problem like that if they decide and understand their glory and their value and do not make themselves cheap, hankering after cheap popularity. If I have been able to nail down this great problem to a very precise source of it, and if you can manage the source, I'm sure we can manage Sahaja Yoga, we can manage the whole world, and the humanity at large is going to be absolutely saved, as that is your desire. May God bless you. William, you are such a good boy, right? You are such a good boy. What happens? Such good boy. And Anne, you are such a good girl, aren't you? Yes. Then you should not become involved with people who try to distract your mind. Alright? Because you are so good. You must tell them. Like Olympia tells them, no, just now mother is speaking. You have to grow, isn't it? You have to become great, isn't it? So, we shouldn't listen to people who try to distract you. Even when mother is speaking, there are vibrations flowing, isn't it? Can you feel my vibrations? Then you should not talk to anybody else and pay attention to anyone, because I want you to become great people. So you are all going to be great, aren't you? Yes. And you're going to help me, isn't it? All right. So may God bless.